Hello, Linda here. So today I'm going to share the next set of pages that I've completed in my junk journal January. So I have another video with week 1 and now I'm moving on with week 2. So this first spread that you see is actually prompt number 7 because the last time around I could not find this like little stitched piece that I created a while ago, but I finally found it, so I cut it out. It's actually stitched on, like embroidery on cloth, but I cut it out and just glued it on and used it for my spread for the prompt of stitch. So this is actually day 7, but I'm going to continue onward and show the next spreads that I created for week 2. So following the prompts for Junk Journal January, which by the way is a challenge for junk journaling started by Meg Journals on Instagram, and she's also here on YouTube. So the next prompt was neutral, so you can see that I basically gravitated towards using craft paper and book pages because I tend to think that that is neutral. But after adding the photos, there was just a lot of pink, so I added more pinks. So I don't know if that counts, but just sort of went with the flow. In this particular junk journal, I originally had journaled with intentions on like exploring my style and trying to hone in on, what my style is. But I ended up pretty much just doing like free flowing collage and anything and everything goes. And there's just a lot going on right now. It's the beginning of the year and we are trying to get back into our routines and things. So I'm just giving myself grace and letting myself do whatever kind of collage I want to do rather than trying to make this journal like any kind of, cohesive like book, like a specific theme. So every spread, it doesn't necessarily like relate to another spread. I'm just following the prompts as a jumping off point for inspiration. So this next spread, it was foliage. So I basically started with lots of green washi tape. Because that is sort of what came to mind. But of course, I used like the craft paper and a huge rub on that that space in the upper right hand corner was originally actually completely empty, but I wanted to fill it in because I can't seem to just let things be white. So I put that craft paper and more book paper and covered up that whole spot and added a rub on. And it's really small, so I don't know if you can actually see on the camera, but the rub on actually has a quote on it, but it's like very, very tiny. Sometimes I can't even. It's like one of those MU rub ons. So sometimes they have quotes, they have like sayings and things like that. And there was a lot of like greenery, so I just thought it went with the spread kind of thing. And it's just about taking walks like out in nature, basically, which is one thing that we do out in nature. Which I would like to do more of, like as a family if possible. But, as time permits kind of thing. And so you can see that there isn't really, I don't know if there's not really like a style or anything. I'm just collaging randomly. So in this next spread, the prompt was layered, and I guess it actually worked out because on this spread, I already had a whole bunch of washi swatches and stickers just like all over the place. It was just like a scrap like spread. And so I decided to layer it up with a piece of vellum paper as well as more craft paper with like printed pattern on it, and added a bunch of stickers that I had in my stash that I can't really remember. It's from like a Patreon artist, and she basically created like sticker sheets that you could download and like print and cut yourself. So I've had them print and cut for the longest time. I just never used them. So I'm really trying to just, use the things in my stash. So you can see that this is a layered spread in the sense that there is the page, and then I just washi taped in like lots and lots of pages from like large to smaller, with a whole bunch of sort of journaling and stickers inside. So that is my page for layered. And the next prompt was eclectic. And it was really interesting doing this spread because by default, I think I might have a negative connotation to the word eclectic. I almost think of it as meaning like weird, or like not fitting or something. But if you look at the actual definition of the word eclectic, it the definition is like ideas, styles, or taste from a broad or diverse range of sources. And that's not necessarily something negative, right? So I was journaling about how my default impression of the word is like so wrong, Um, in a sense, if you think of the definition, doesn't it mean like someone that's actually very worldly and like exposed to many different things? Like it's a good thing, isn't it? A positive thing? So I just thought it was odd how I have this feeling where eclectic is not necessarily a good thing. It's all so misunderstood, and I don't know, it was just very interesting to note that fact for that prompt. And in the next spread, it was torn edges, the prompt. So I actually ripped a piece from the right side page and glued it on the left side. So it sort of has this like layered ripped edges, like torn edges, sorry, on all of the different places. And I just sort of left it as is. I didn't have that much time on this day. So I just used some alphabet stickers and wrote some things down. Really just things on my mind as there's a lot going on in the current events, like in the world now. And it says, "What is freedom? Are we truly free?" And it just so happens this is like a vote by mail spread, like junk mail for this page. So I just thought it was fitting in that sense. Yeah, just lots going on in my mind. And so usually I just have like a few minutes of journaling time in between, like watching my kids and freelancing and, everything else that we are doing. So I leave this on my desk and I just do like 2 minutes here, 3 minutes there, like stick down a sticker or glue this paper. So this spread prompt was garden. And so I just used papers in my stash that seems to match. And again, those stickers that I have in my stash. And just like tidbits of papers and embellishments and just stuck them down. And it's really simple. It's like nothing, amazing or anything. It's just playing around with paper more than anything else. And I think that that's what's so fun about this junk journaling. I think maybe that is also very attractive to many people is that I feel like in junk journaling there's less rules or maybe like no rules because anything and everything goes. So I think that is something really to bring up about journaling in general, even though it should be that way for all kinds of journaling. It's just that sometimes certain types of journaling have like a particular style sort of attributed to them, and so you feel like you have to do that. The last prompt that I'm showing here is pattern. So I decided to use craft paper just to make like sort of like a checkerboard pattern, and I used a whole bunch of stickers in my stash that are all around like mental health, self-care kind of thing. And again, this is one of the things where I have so much stuff in my stash that sometimes I forget what I have purchased. And these are definitely like some pack from Amazon that was really inexpensive. And who knows why I decided to buy them to begin with. I mean, some of them are cute, but many of them are very like generic, like infographic looking. They make me think of like business presentations. I'm definitely going to share more buying like direct from indie creators because I sort of want to avoid, I don't know, those kinds of purchases. But yeah, these are my spreads for this week 2 of Junk Journal January. I just wanted to share my progress. And again, my process is very much like just leaving all this on my desk. And whenever I have a few minutes to sort of like go in and glue something and, write something or include something, like just very quick, very easy, very like low pressure. So as always, thank you so much for watching my video. And if you didn't already know, I'm a digital designer. I'm on Ko-fi, where I share my digital printables. You can join as a member to download the digital paper packs. Of course, there's also freebies to download in the shop to try out. And of course, I have loads and loads, years of freebies posted on my blog, tortagialla.com, so you can find a really big archive to download papers and things to collage with in your journal. I really appreciate your support. Thank you again for watching this video, and until next time, bye!